Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppence.co.uk, and this is the project I've been making today. This little mini milk carton box. Well, since a milk carton, actually, given the pattern on it, it's kind of more like an orange juice carton, isn't it? I wanted to play with this paper because I just think it is just so pretty. Yeah, this is what I've made with it, so stay with me and I'll show you how I made it. These are the things that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using pumpkin pie card, which I have cut to 10.5 by 7.5. And for the panels on the front, I've cut 4 pieces of the Whole Lot of Lovely DSP. And these are, just let me check my notes, 2.25 by 3.5. I've got a couple of scraps of card for stamping and punching, so I've got a bit of pumpkin pie and some soft sky. The stamps that I'm going to be using are from the Label Me Pretty set, and I've got pumpkin pie ink and tempting turquoise. I'm going to be using a couple of punches, so I've got the Pretty label and a 1 3/8 inch circle punch, and I'm sorry about the light flaring of it there. And I've got a couple of little bits and pieces that I'm going to use maybe to trim my box. I may use them, I may not, we shall see. So I've got a length of the old olive, 3/8 of an inch sheer ribbon, I think that's what we're calling it, and some of the gold mini sequins, and ahead of time I've put a little bit of my liquid adhesive on the end there, the cut end, and on the other cut end here, so that the sequins don't all fall off the string. That's a nice little tip. And I've got one of these. This is one of our mini library clips. So I've got the long edge of my box on top of 3, 2, 1. Let's get this right. So with the long edge of my card up against the top of my my scoreboard, I'm going to score at 2.5 inches, 5 inches, 7.5 inches, and 10. And now I'm going to turn my card so that the short edge is at the top of the scoreboard, and I'm going to score it at 1.5 and at 5.25. I've burnished all the folds with my bone folder so that I can see what I'm doing. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some snipping. Now this is going to be the base of my card, and this is going to be the top. So I'm going to snip in to my folds here, and I'm just going up as far as that crease line just there, and I'm cutting just a very, very skinny wedge. Okay, just takes away a little bit of the extra card. Okay, and I'm going to cut this piece here right off because I don't need it, but I'm still going to kind of taper that cut, and I'm going to do the same on this side, because I find that it just makes my box sit together just a little bit better. Okay, and then I'm just going to snip out there, and now I'm going to put some tearing tape on ready for when I start sticking it all together, which will be in a little while. Okay, and yeah, I could tear it, but I'm gonna use my scissors because I want a nice sharp end. And I don't know if you can hear noises off. My neighbours have got their TV on, which is, you know, not too bad, but the cat is also over in the corner snoring. Right, so let me have a little think about this now, where I want to put my adhesive. So that is going to be the front of my box. So I'm going to put a bit of tape along that edge just there, and so that's going to be the front, and that's going to flip over just like that. So these two pieces, I'm going to put some tape onto this one. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Oh, actually, do you know what? I'll put one on the other side as well. Why on earth not? Alright. I'm going to be calling myself names when I have to start taking the backing off all of these pieces, but yeah, we'll worry about that in a minute, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my my pieces of DSP, and I'm just going to get myself my silicone mat to work on. And where have I put those? Here they are. And again, I'm doing this now because it's much easier to work on a flat piece of card than it is on an assembled box. So I'm going to orient these so that they are the right way up, because this pattern does have a definite up and down to it. And I'll use my favourite liquid adhesive to apply the panels. Now you could use snail, you could use tearing tape, you could use whatever you liked. Fast fuse would work brilliantly, but because I'm not the world's strictest at putting bits of paper on to cardboard, I tend to do things a little bit on the script side. I do rather prefer, now see, I've just realised that if I put that one there, the pattern follows through. So I'm going to put this one onto this panel. See, quick change of design direction there. I'm trying to pretend that I'm a proper crafter. I'm not succeeding terribly well. Hey ho! And yeah, this is a bit of an unplanned session tonight. Well, it's tonight for me. And you can probably tell that by the quality of the light. You see, that's not very strict, is it? No. And that's why I like my liquid adhesive, because it gives you wiggle room. It gives you time to do things like this. So, yeah, there we go. You see how that pattern follows through? As if it were planned. And my last piece. So yes, the cat is snoring away in the corner there. She hasn't been terribly well lately. She's had to go to the vets, and she's had some operations on her eye. She had a very nasty ulcer on the surface of her eye, poor baby. But she's all better now. She's all home, and she's very happy to be here. Okay, so my next step is going to be to put it together. So let's take the backing off my long piece of tearing tape, and then if I bring my edges together, as long as I've done my scoring correctly, hey, look at that, and that all joins together. Now again, I can store this flat until I'm ready to finish with it, or I can put it together now, which I think is what I'm going to do. So that is going to be my, yeah, this is my front piece. So these two pieces are going to go in first, and yeah, and I'm just wondering why I put sticky tape on that one. Never mind, it's not going anywhere, it's not going to do any harm, so I'm just going to leave it there. Turn that over, a balloon folder and just stick the edges down, like do, and then same thing goes on here. Right, so now I'm going to bring that flap over and that flap over. Okay, and here is my box. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to sort of pinch the box together so that it takes on that milk carton shape. I'm going to kind of help it a bit. Yeah. And I'm going to get my library clip and I'm going to hold it all together. Next job's to do a little bit of stamping. So I've got my stamp all mounted up on my clear block, pumpkin pie ink, and I'm just going to ink up the stamp by tapping it lightly against the surface of my ink pad, and then I'm just going to pop that down onto my card, and I'm going to press firmly but not too heavily, I hope, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give the ink time to transfer, and there it is. And now if I take my pretty labelled punch, I can now punch out that shape. And if I hold my punch upside down, I can see where I'm cutting. There we go. Okay. Now I've got the this sentiment which says "You're the best" mounted up, and I'm going to tap into my tempting turquoise ink here and onto my soft sky card, and again count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this time I've got my 1 3/8 circle punch, and I'm just going to punch that. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals onto the back of my soft sky circle, which is easy for you to say. Take the backings off, quick flick, and I'm just going to line that up on top of the pretty label there. Okay, and now I'm going to decide where I want to put this. And do you know what, that's quite nice there, or it's quite nice there. I'm going to go with there, and yeah, I'm going to use a couple of more dimensionals, I think, because why not? And I've just realised that I think I've folded this together sideways, but never mind, I'm going to live with it. Okay, I'm just going to live with it. I'm not going to get overly bothered about it. Okay, so that's nearly finished, and I could put my little gifts inside there, and I could give it just as it is, but I've decided I want to bling it up a little bit. So I've got some of the rhinestone jewels here, the basics rhinestone jewels. I don't know why they're called basic, because they're not basic at all. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of rhinestones on there, just to give it some interest and some pizzazz. There's that. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to take my old olive 1/8 of an inch sheer ribbon, which is absolutely glorious, I have to say. It's beautiful. And it really has a lovely texture to it. It's not too slippery. It's got a nice little bit of grip on it, but it still looks amazing. You see, I'm cutting ribbon with my non-ribbon scissors again, aren't I? Which is silly of me. Okay, so I'm going to adhere that with a glue dot. And for once, the glue dot is doing what I want it to. So yeah, that's the first. But my ribbon is now detaching itself, but that's all right, because we'll just give it a good push into that glue dot, and that'll be right. Okay. Let me see. What about the sequin trim? Okay, so I want to have some of that going on, and how about a bit more of the ribbon? Yes, I think I've got it's a little bit too long, so I'll just trim it down a bit. And put those two together, and I'm just going to catch them at the top of the box with the library clip, and I think that's it. And there is my finished mini milk carton, or orange juice carton if you prefer. And doesn't this paper make you think of lovely, warm, sunny summer days, which seem a very, very long way away from us here in wet and windy and rather cold Britain. But that's it for now. If you've enjoyed this video, then, you know, click that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, why don't you? I do love to hear from you. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I do hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye bye.